Good morning and thanks for tuning in. Today is September the 27th of 2018, and today we're going to talk about the hardest thing to do in cryptocurrency trading. Before I get into that, of course, there's the normal risk disclaimer to say that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not trading advice. That's not trading recommendations. This is my own trading journal so that I can look back over time to see how well I was predicting the markets using my own trading system, which I'll explain more about in this video. Now, before I go on, I want to talk about why it's so hard to trade cryptocurrencies. And here's some truths that'll help you in all of your trading. I always recommend that everyone who takes my courses reads the book Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, because this is going to explain more about the way I approach trading. I apologize for the noise in the background, of course. So after spending many years in Wall Street and after making and losing millions of dollars, it was never my thinking that made the big money for me. It was always my sitting. Got that? My sitting tight. And the most important thing that we're looking at now in the cryptocurrencies is the big money is not made in the individual fluctuations and the day trading, but in the main movements. That is, not reading the tape on the day and the price chart for the day, but sizing up the entire market and its trend. The third thing I want to emphasize here is that the real money is made in commitments or trades that show a profit right from the start. So if you get into a trade and it's not profitable right off the start, get out. You have to assume that you are wrong in trading and that it's going to go against you, and only hold the ones that are profitable right from the start. And so the system that I talk about in trading has three main rules to it. It's very simple, and it's made to catch the big long-term moves and stay out of the individual fluctuations. So for the cryptos, I look at the 12-hour bars, and I look for three indicators. I look for the break of the downtrend line. I look for a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation to confirm, and I look for the moving averages to cross over at the same time. We can do this same trading system in any time frame, but I find that the 12-hour bars or maybe even the 1-day bars are better than getting into the 15-minute bars. Even though we can see there's a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, there's the moving average crossover. You get in and out so often with this time frame that you often get caught in the fake out breakouts. And these days, the price manipulating bots, the artificial intelligence trading, is really set to take people and hit people's stop losses. And so if you're trading that way, especially on cryptocurrencies, when all of these trading bots can see all of the order books all at the same time from all the different exchanges at once, all of the short-term fluctuations, I believe, are manipulation, specifically to take out small traders who are trading with too large of a position and their stop loss too close to the market. So you can see all sorts of candles to the downside just before the uptrend starts, all sorts of candles to the upside just before the downtrend starts, and that's price manipulation hitting people's stop losses. So the main thing that I work on is trading the markets on Poloniex. I let those guys determine which tokens or cryptocurrencies are going to be listed. I let them figure out which ones are quality enough to actually list, and I don't go over ICOs. I don't look at all the millions and millions of new tokens out there. I restrict my trading to this, and then I try that trading system. And what I've been doing for the last while, you'll find a link below this video, is I'm making a spreadsheet. It started off actually on August 31st, I think. I made a series of videos, and I created a playlist on my channel, and I reviewed every single cryptocurrency on Poloniex in detail. Then on the 9th of September, I did a screenshot of each of those and did sort of a prediction or a hope list, basically, of what I figured the cryptocurrencies might be up to. And then I've been updating this spreadsheet, so we can see here that there is a fail on the 11th and 12th of September, right after I did these predictions. Many of them failed and went down to new lows. but they've quickly made bottom formations off of those lows. They made positive divergences from Bitcoin. And then on the 21st of September, I made a list of the top potential coins, ones with great potential. Then on the September 24th and 26th, I started going over which ones are actually making the trading signal. So they are breaking the downtrend, they're making the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation breakout, and the moving average on the 12-hour bars is crossing over. So all of those things put together, you can find the link to this spreadsheet down below the video. And I'm just going to breeze through these really quickly now because I've been doing this over and over again, and this is just a system to go through and double check to see where things are. So right now we can see that AMP is a fail. It's made new lows, and it's still sitting there. It's not done the moving average crossover. It is not made a bottom formation. Now here we see Ardor made a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It's just breaking that downtrend line, but the moving averages have already crossed over, and I've marked this as a buy signal already. So right on that moment, that was the buy signal, and we'll watch to see what goes on in this. Let's continue on. Basic attention token. It's difficult to tell on Poloniex because there's so little data, but it's easy to go over to Binance and take a longer look at the market, and we can see that it's making the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It's coming close to breaking this downtrend, but the moving averages haven't crossed over yet. Now moving on to Bitcoin Cash, we can see that this one is doing well. It broke out, but it could be a fake out breakout. We've got the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. We've got the break of the downtrend, but this 3-month moving average on the 12-hour bars has not crossed over yet. So I anticipate that this is a nice move, but it's probably going to pull back and make a larger 1, 2, 3 bottom formation over the next couple weeks, perhaps. That's what I'm trading. And it doesn't actually give me my trading entry signal yet, but that's on the simple trading plan. I've got other trading plans that I also do, and right now I'm holding a position over here on onefox.io that is up 22% from my Bitcoin Cash, and I just have a little wee bit of it, $23 of it total now. So I put on a $20 trade at 5 times leverage, and it's up 22% now just in the last 25 minutes. So some of my trading systems are shorter term, but the one I go over on this over and over again is the longer term, a little safer way to trade. Moving on, here's another trading signal in Bitcoin, where we see the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. The downtrend line was already broken, and it said buy, then it said get out and not quite ready. Now it's saying buy again. So there's the re-entry signal on this one. Really good market. I think it's going to blast. BitShares is next. It had the trading signal, and you can see that I predicted that prices would be coming back, and they have. And then I predicted that they're going to break above these support and resistance levels over the next while. So it's right close onto that range. And as we zoom into the 1-day view, you can see it came down and it's moving its way up, and it's very close to where my predictions were. Love it. But that on the 3-month view and the 12-hour bar, it already had the buy signal. Burst coin now. Here's another one that had the buy signal out of this 1, 2, 3 bottom downtrend line break, the buy signal, but it's come back and said get out. I'm not quite ready yet. So you got to be ready for those fake out breakouts, and you've got to be ready to get out of that trade because we don't know if the downtrend is going to be continuing or not. So you want to really save that risk and be as risk adverse as possible at the very beginning of a trade. As these trades mature and the market moves along, I'll talk about changing the stop loss patterns after that. Clam coin's not looking good. It's down and it's got some big wicks to the downside. Civic coin is marked as one of the top potential coins here in the spreadsheet. And the moving averages are coming very close to crossing over now. So the trading signal is almost here. We've got all of these indicators that are really making this market look fantastic. And it's getting very close. Dash had the buy signal earlier and it's pulled back, but hasn't really given the get out signal yet on this time frame. If we look at the 4-hour bars though, then instead of the 12-hour bars, it's more difficult because I'd already said almost get out. Now it's saying get out and just stand back and wait. So the 12-hour bars is the one entry point. The 4-hour bars is sometimes an exit point on a more skittish trading system so that you're really risk adverse. If you have more risk tolerance, then you can use this as the entry. 1, 2, 3 top formation. Wait for this to break below the top formation and the moving average crosses over again, and then get out. And you see that this will protect you if this is going on its way down more. Decreed did not give us a signal yet. It's got the bottom formation, downtrend line break, and the moving averages are coming closer together. Digibyte, no trading signal yet. We've got this bottom formation a few different times. And again, I'll point out the long-term massive triangle here that I think that when it does finally turn around and go, it's going to go big. And really, this triangle doesn't tell which direction. It could go down big. It could go up big. I'm biased. I think it's going to go up, and I'm watching for that. Dogecoin, it already gave us the signal way back here. It has not given us the get out signal yet. It's still within this range. Even if we move into the 4-hour bars, it gave the get out signal right here at the 1, 2, 3 top formation. As prices broke below that, it said get out and wait. So it could be another get in signal when this breaks higher. Depends on your risk aversion. EOS, this isn't a very good chart. Again, it's newly listed on Poloniex. So I like to go over to Bitfinex and go to EOS. And when we look at this over longer term, we can see that there is almost a buy signal here, and it said wait. Then there's the buy signal right here already on EOS. So this again depends on your risk aversion. After this buy signal, how close do you keep your stop loss? This would be a difficult one to trade because it didn't prove correct immediately and keep going. So this is another reason that there are these filters. You have the downtrend line break, we have the moving average break crossover, but also wait for the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation to confirm a breakout. So all three of those things put together help to filter out some of these difficult times in the trading. So let's go back to Poloniex. Back to EOS, and we'll do the next ones. Ethereum Classic, not yet. Ethereum also not yet. It's giving us the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation build up. It's got the downtrend line break, but it hasn't broken out yet really on this time frame. Expanse, same thing, nothing yet. Factum is getting closer. We can see I've got a lot of monitoring here of historical prices. Here's the trends that we want to break, but hasn't broken the moving average yet, so there's still more to do in that one. Game, same thing, more waiting to do. So it's the sitting that is the hardest part in this trading. Not just sitting on your profitable trades when they're profitable, but sitting and waiting for the right moment so that the real money is made in commitments where that shows a profit right from the start. And sitting, waiting, not thinking, but waiting for those moments to come into play. So this is what I'm doing, is I'm watching and waiting. Gas, also not a trading signal yet. Are we looking at the 12-hour bars? Yep, not a trading signal yet. GNO, this one I think I marked as a fail. It's going down to new lows, and it's one of the few coins actually doing that. GNT, also down to, not giving us the trading signal yet. It's really consolidating. Almost 2 months worth of consolidation here. So I think it's going to, all these markets are going to be good when they finally turn around. Hunter coin, not yet. This is one market where I zoom out to the 1-day bars in order to look for my signal on this because of the volatility right at this price range. KNC, it doesn't do well because of this big candle to the upside here on Poloniex. But if we go over to Binance and look for KNC and zoom out to the 3-month view, it doesn't have that same candle that we had on Poloniex. It didn't happen everywhere. But you can see this downtrend where it consolidated, made it look like it almost going to be buying in, but no. Here's another consolidation, and no. Now we're consolidating again. It's broken the downtrend line, but it's still not turned around enough to give a trading signal. Okay. Library credits, not looking good. It's actually looking like it's down to almost becoming a fail here and going down further. Loom, same thing as some of those others where there's not a lot of data here, but there's the low on September the 12th and it's showing strength right now. So I'm certain if we go over to Binance and we look at Loom, see if there's any more data there. Go to the 3-month view. There's the breach of the downtrend line. There's our 1, 2, 3 bottom, like a double bottom here, showing a little bit of strength. And this moving average, when that crosses over, it's going to be a buy signal. Lisk. Also not looking that good. I figured this would be more of a turnaround setup already, but still time to wait on this one. Nothing to do. Litecoin is getting really close. Now we have a bottom formation here. The moving averages is just coming up to touch. So strength above this level here is definitely going to give that moving average a crossover, and that'll be turned into a buy signal. Zoom into the 1-day view. There's some real moves going on in this. Back out to the 3-month view. Let's look at MadeSafe coin. Still not a buy signal, but there's the bottom formation. There's the moving averages coming close together. There's our consolidation pattern. Certainly if it breaks above the 4,000 level, the moving averages will have crossed over, and that'll be a buy signal. Navcoin really took off. It had a buy signal, and then as we start zooming in to see, is it time to add on to this position now? One of the trend following methods of trading that is less risk is to put on a small part of your trade at the beginning, and after it's proven you correct, to add on correctly. So markets always go up, then they pull back, then they go up, then they pull back. So anticipating that, you would hold your winner when it took off. You wouldn't do anything, you wouldn't be getting out, and you'd be watching for an internal 1, 2, 3 bottom formation and strength above these levels to show that the trend is continuing and you are correct. Now you want to be more correct, and you want to have a bigger trade on when you are correct and a smaller trade on, so that if you're not proven correct, your losses are smaller at the beginning. So this trend trading system is really important. Oh, sorry. Namecoin. Same thing, downtrend, almost crossed over. So this filter saved from jumping into a fake out breakout because of this filter. You needed to have all 3 of those things happen before getting into the trade. So this really helps save some of that difficulty in trading. Now here is a buy signal. And we do have it marked September 24th as a buy signal right there. But I don't see this stamp. I want to have that in place. So zooming out to the 3-month view and pull back a bit, we see this range, downtrending range. This gives us the breach of the downtrend line. There's our bottom formation and the moving average crossover. OMG, another one that has a really tight range all the way down here. Just is fantastic to see it. Now it's made a couple consolidations and a potential 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, but the moving average has to cross over, so there's still more time to sit and wait. Here's another example of the moving average crossed over and then crossed back over again. Get in, okay, get out, I'm not quite ready. And re-watch again for the turnaround to pick up. Pascal coin. There's the buy signal earlier. Prices have come up, they're consolidating a bit. So if we zoom into the 1 month view, there's the moving average crossover to say get out when we're looking at the 4-hour bars. And of course, 1, 2, 3 top formation, there's our downtrend line, or the bottom support line that's broken, and it could be continuing down from here. It depends on your risk aversion, because if you stayed on the 12-hour bars, there's no get out signal yet. Zoom into the 1 week view on this, just trying to see where things are. Not looking like an add-on position on that one yet. PPC had some big candles to the downside. Hard to say with this one, because the moving average is crossed and then they crossed and said get out. So this would have been great to get out at that time and not have this worry of that massive wick to the downside, and wait for this moving average to cross over again, and it'll be a larger 1, 2, 3 bottom formation and a much better indicator of the trend change, especially if all the other cryptos are moving at the same time. We want to size up the entire market and its trend, not jump into the individual fluctuations, but put on a small bit of your portfolio in all of the market, because a bull market rises all ships. A rising tide rises all ships. Quantum is another one that we have to look elsewhere for data, and not on Binance, it appears. I'll leave that one for now. RADS has been delisted. REP is nowhere near giving us the turnaround signal yet. Steam dollars, there's our get in signal. Now it's coming to our get out signal on the 12-hour bars. But if we zoom into the 4-hour bars and you were more skittish, it would have said get in and get back out, and there would have been no profit in this move here. It was just too quick and didn't really do enough of a turnaround in the trend. So this would have been a difficult market to trade. Maybe not profitable. Here's another one that I mark as a top potential coin. Is Saya coin. So it had the trading signal already. As on this breakout here, there was a trading signal just after it actually. We zoom into the 1 month view, the 4-hour bars have not crossed over, so it's still, the buy signal was there, and now it's just hold and wait. Now you're waiting on the other side of the coin. SNT on the 4-hour bars, we see the moving average cross over here, but if I go out to the 12-hour bars, we don't have enough data, we'd have to look elsewhere. But it's the moving average hasn't crossed over from what we have here. Steam is getting very close. On the 3-month view, this is getting very close. It's turning into a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. I'd wait for the prices to break above this range before buying in, even if the moving average crosses over. I really want to have all 3 of those trading signals confirm. Storage is looking better. It's got a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation if I ignore this wick. And so a turnaround above these prices here would definitely be a buy signal. The moving average would cross over, and if the prices are breaking above this, then we've got the breach of the downtrend line, we've got the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation confirmation, and the moving average crossover coming up close, but still time to wait. Here's another one that had a buy signal, and I actually traded an add-on signal right here, and I did not sell out of that add-on nor the original position as the prices came back and retraced. I'm still holding on, and I believe this is going to go much higher than it is now, partly because of this long-term view of the massive triangle buildup over the last year of trading. So I think this is going to take off much more. So I'm holding on. Stratus, we know that over the long term it's done some amazing, fantastic moves. So when I zoom in on this and I'm seeing this moving average just coming and touching That's so close to a buy signal. It's great. So the downtrend line has been broken. We have the bottom formation. Now we're having enough strength that the moving average is crossing. I'll want to wait for this confirmation above these levels, just so that I'm not going to be caught into a fake out breakout. But I'm waiting for the real trend to change, and then there's not much to do. Once you get in and the trade has proven itself successful right away, then it's a much better trade. Syscoin, pretty flat bottom here. Moving averages haven't crossed over, so it has to break above these ranges here before it turns into a good buy signal for me. Viacoin looks like a fail, going to new lows. VTC, it's all building up into a good looking trade where the moving average is coming closer together, but still not a trading signal. This has been delisted. Counterparty is another one that I mark as a fail because it's come down to new lows here. I think there's going to be a fire truck coming by here. XCM, bottom formation, not a crossover yet. XMR, it already gave us a buy signal. It could be going up from here. Let me mute myself for a second. Okay, there was a question in the chat. Can you repeat the two filters you're following here? There are three actually. So I'm looking for a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, which is part of the Elliott wave methodology, but just one part of it. And so there's the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, there's the break of the downtrend line, and then there's the moving average crossover. And I want all three to turn up in a trade. So we can see all three of them here. This is kind of a messy chart right now, but we can see the number 1 point. The number 1 point is the lowest price it's been. So as the prices are coming down, we have a new number 1 point here. It tried to make a bottom formation, but it failed to a new low. So this becomes the new number 1 point. Each time it makes a new low, that becomes the number 1 point. Then prices come up, and as they come down and try to break this recent low, it's not the cleanest chart for explaining the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, but it basically is a failed retest of a recent low. So this is close enough where I've called this a 1, a 2, and a 3, and when it breaks above the number 2 point, there's a buy signal. And you can see that it broke the downtrend line, it went above the number 2 point, and the moving averages crossed over all at the same time. So all of those three things together at the same time makes for a really clean buy signal. So Zcash, we're seeing that it's got a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It's broken the downtrend line, but these moving averages haven't crossed over yet. So all three trading signals are not in place. It'll be the same for this chart too. It's very similar to Zcash. Here's a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. The prices broke above that bottom formation. They have broken this downtrend line, but the moving average hasn't crossed over yet. And so I don't want to jump into that because I anticipate it could be a fake out breakout. So I want to be as light of foot as I can there. All right, so that is the review of everything in the spreadsheet. I didn't see a new buy signal come in. I see all of them that were buy signals are still buy signals. And there were a couple here. Steam is getting close, storage is getting close, Stratus is getting close. And there's a few more that are getting close now. but no new buy signals and no signals that are reversing, so that we had a buy signal that it's turned into a get out signal. None of that yet. So I will continue to review this spreadsheet and keep it up to date over the next few weeks as this bottom formation continues to build. If we go to Bitfinex and zoom into the chart right now, we can see what's going on in the price of Bitcoin. Hopefully it continues to keep going up. Another fire truck. Zoom into the chart right now, we can see what's going on in the price of Bitcoin. Hopefully it continues to keep going up. Another fire truck. One thing I did when I selected this apartment, I liked the layout of the apartment itself, but I was not paying attention to the fact that it's street facing, nor did I really pay attention to the fact that there is a fire station just up the street here, and on this main thoroughfare there's fire trucks going by day and night. I'll definitely be changing to a new location soon. So we see just now Burst is starting to move. And I like it. I think this one's got great potential as well. Decreed, Digibyte. But as Bitcoin starts to show strength, then I expect many of these coins are going to be blasting off. And one thing that I've talked about in the past, Litecoin just made a big move up. Okay, so we're on the 12-hour bars. There's our trading signal is just coming to be right now. So if I zoom into the one-day view, there's a big move up. And it's this kind of thing that is just, the cryptos are all going to be taking off. There must be a big fire going on. Here's another one. What time frame do I use for these trading signals? I'm always looking at the 12-hour bars for this trading plan, the one I'm talking about online. I do have other trading signals that I follow that are not as safe as this one. They're a higher risk and shorter term, but they're all based on the same thing, where I'll be putting on a part of my trade and then adding on to that trade when I'm more proven correct. So Litecoin, I've been buying and buying and buying for quite a while. I think Litecoin is going to outpace the rise of Bitcoin. I think Litecoin is going to go a 10 times move here, and it'll be worth $1,000 per coin before, well, who knows, 12 months. But and I also believe that the cryptocurrencies are finally going to be going on a real uptrend and not just a pump and dump. So one of the examples I give for an uptrend, I'll pull that up over here, is the S&P 500. Let me go to multi-crypto charts. multicoincharts.com. And then I want to search for S&P 500 under the indexes. Very good. And now what I want to do is look at the 1 week chart. And so we're looking at this over a long period of time here from 2009 until now. So this is essentially a 10-year uptrend with an enormous change in volume over here, and who knows why all that data has changed. But this is a real uptrend. Cryptocurrencies have only seen a quick couple months up and then back down again. Couple months up, or a couple weeks up, and then back down again. So if I zoom out on, not Bitcoin, it's the only one that doesn't show that same thing. But most all of the cryptos, if we go into Factum, 1 year, pull it back, we see all the cryptos did this move up here in 2017 and then all the way back down. A little move here at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, the back down, a little bit of a surge, and all the way back down. And this is for all the cryptos, pretty much did this. So this is not an uptrend. Bitcoin, on the other hand, did trend up for a few years from 2015 until the end of 2017. So there's a 2-year uptrend with a massive blow off at the end. And now it's come back down, and hopefully all of the cryptos are going to be going on to a 12 to 18 month uptrend, which means that once you get into your position, it's time to sit tight and do nothing. Let the markets go up and come down a bit and go up and come down a bit, but sit tight on this for 12 to 18 months after we get into these positions. And so we're really letting the money, my philosophy is to make my money work for me. And I take time out of the equation. Once I put money in there, it never comes out. It's always going to be there working for me. Of course, I do take profits and I do cash out, but the philosophy is that it never comes out until we get a 1, 2, 3 top formation. One-year view. So looking at the 1 year view, we're looking at the 1 day bars. Here is the 1, 2, 3 top formation. There's the number at 1 point. Came down again to make another number 2. Tried to go higher but failed. And this is the exit signal right there. Right on that break. And the moving averages confirmed it very closely afterwards. So if we go into the 12-hour bars and drag this chart back, now we can see the entry signal way back here. Prices went up and there was no exit signal until right in here at the same time that this 1, 2, 3 top formation was being created. Right at this red line is still, and it is a great place where I did take a lot of profits right in there. And then again here, as it broke here, I took more profits. So I do take profits, but I really let the markets decide when, and I don't say how much am I going to make per month, how much am I going to make this week. I have no idea. I leave it in there for the long term, and then when the market makes a top formation, then I'm paying attention to when I'm going to be getting out. So if I zoom into the 1 month view, draw this back, there's our 1, 2, 3 top formation, there's the moving average crossover, and again they line up very well together. You got the 1, 2, 3 top, we've got the moving average crossover, and we could even draw this line as the uptrend break. This uptrend or this uptrend. There's a little 1, 2, 3 top formation right in here. So it's all the same thing over and over again. And now is the time to be finding positions and then hold them and wait for that long-term uptrend. And even 12 to 18 months is not a long-term uptrend. I think that's what it'll be though this time. That's what I'm banking on. So I appreciate you guys hanging out and asking questions during the live detail, and I hope that everybody watching this afterwards give this a thumbs up, write your comments below. I'd be happy to hear, and I like to reply to all the comments. Thanks again, and good luck in all of your trading.